What's up, YouTube? This is David with D2 Fit Life. This is going to be my final comprehensive review on the MP45 program. I finished the program. I lost 20 pounds. I leaned up. I'm feeling great. I'm going to go over several things on this video. The first thing I'm going to go over is just an overview of the program. Other things I'm going to go over is who's this program optimal for. I'm also going to show the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then at the very end of the video, I'm going to do my day 1, my week 3, and then my final week 6 videos, which are some of the ones I uploaded in my last video, so you guys can see the kind of changes that I got. So this program consists of resistance training, cardiovascular training, and nutrients, the stuff that you intake and recovery. So let's talk about the overall exercise and the training regimen on this program. During the program, you work out 5 days per week. 3 days will consist of resistance training, 2 days will be cardiovascular training, and then you have 2 off days. For the resistance training, it's going to consist of major compound movements and also such as the deadlift, the back squat, the bench press. And then you're also within that, you're going to incorporate other movements. For instance, you're going to do drop sets, you're going to do supersets, you're going to do high intensity stimulus training, what they call HIST or HIST, which is kind of like circuit training. You're going from one exercise to the next to the next to the next. So you're going to incorporate those on top of the major compound movements, which is smart programming. On the cardiovascular side, you are going to do interval training. So you're going to run hills, recover, run stairs, run 1/4 of a mile, recover, run. Things like that. So you're going to be doing cardiovascular activities that are going to push your limits and push you over cardiovascular health, which that's what I actually got the biggest gains on, is my cardiovascular health. Now for the nutrition is typically a traditional bodybuilding setup, which consists of eating 6 to 8 small meals a day. Your carb sources are going to come from oats, brown rice, sweet potatoes, and other whole grain products. Your protein sources will come from fish, from poultry, from beef, dairy, and eggs, and healthy fats, olive oil, avocados, etc. Any kind of healthy fat, which is a very traditional bodybuilding nutritional plan, but it's a good one. So who is this program optimal for? The age category this program is optimal for is somebody between the ages of 17 through 35. In my opinion, because once you start getting a little bit older than that, unless you're keeping active that entire time, it may not be the most optimal for you and your recovery rates. Now, if you've stayed active and you're a little bit older, you probably push it to 40, early 40s. It'd probably be what is optimal. It doesn't mean if you're older you can't do it. It just means this is who it's actually optimal for. Now, what type of lifestyle would this be optimal for? What kind of person's lifestyle? Now, I'm married with kids, and some of this stuff was challenging for me scheduling wise. I had to wake up a lot of times at 04 in the morning, so it's challenging in that regard. So if you're a single young person where you can work out twice a day, because this program does require at some point towards the end that you do 2 a day. So you're going to do a lift or cardiovascular in the morning, and then you're going to do an afternoon lift. Sometimes that's hard when you're setting up babysitting, you have kids and stuff like that, so that could be difficult. So I think this is optimal for a single person between the ages of about 17 to 35 years old. Now this program also is optimal for somebody who is just starting out in regards of the amount of information that they're going to receive from this program. This program comes with a PDF, or 3 PDFs. One is a nutritional PDF, one is a working out PDF, and then one they combine it as the overall MP45 program. Now, I knew a lot of the information going into this, and I definitely learned some stuff from reading through the material and through the curriculum. But if you're somebody who's a little bit unsure, or you don't know a lot about nutrition and working out, this is going to be most optimal for you in that regards, because you're going to gain the most from it. Let's talk about the good of this program. The good of the program is that it is very well put together. The exercise and resistance training is put together in such a way that is based off compound movements. So deadlift, back squat, and bench press. That's kind of like the key, the foundation, which in any weightlifting program, those should be your key. Those should be your key movements, your key workouts, and then you can branch off from there. It also incorporates things like supersets and drop sets that's going to bring your body to a fatigue and force it to rebuild itself. And also it includes at least 2 days of the cardiovascular training, which is going to help lean you out, which is going to improve your overall cardiovascular health, which should help you in your intensity while you're working out in the gym. So this program is put together very well. If you're somebody who's a little bit newer to working out and you're not familiar with these concepts or familiar with what is a good routine as opposed to what's a bad routine, this is a very good routine. It's easy to follow, and I would highly recommend following the resistance and cardiovascular training on the MP45. So let's just talk about the critique or a little bit of the bad of the program. Now, some of the bad of the program is some of the stuff is just not feasible to do. Not that the actual programming doesn't make sense, but it's just not feasible to do some of the high intensity stimulus training that they want you to do. It's not impossible, it's just not that feasible. For instance, one of my other videos, which you guys can check out, there are 16 exercises that you're supposed to run through. Now it's just almost impossible to do if you're at a regular gym. Another thing that was hard for me to accomplish, which I wasn't able to do all the time or as many times as you're supposed to do it, is that you're supposed to do 2-a-day training. So you do you wake up early in the morning, like 04, 05 in the morning, you do a cardiovascular training, and later in the day you do your lift. Now that might be more feasible for somebody who's single and doesn't have as many responsibilities other than themselves. So if you're in that situation, the 2 days might not be a problem for you. I was only able to get a couple 2 days in throughout the program. I would have liked to get more, but it just wasn't practical for me in those regards. Now I'd like to talk about the gains that I got from this program and what you can realistically expect in 45 days. I was able to cut 20 pounds. I leaned out quite a bit. There's a couple videos, and at the end of this video I'm going to do a progression. I leaned out quite a bit in this training. My biggest gain was my overall cardiovascular health. Now I've done some strength training before this. I did CrossFit and a bunch of other things. I've been in the gym my whole life, in and out of the gym. So I gained some strength, but what I got out of this the most was the cardiovascular side of this, the high intensity interval training. It was just great. I feel tremendous because when I'm in the gym I can work out with a higher intensity now when I'm just doing resistance training, and I can run further now, and I just feel great. My overall health has definitely gone up, and that's kind of the point of doing this program anyways. But realistically, if you're a person who is on the verge of you just need to cut some weight before you start seeing your six-pack, this program will be perfect for you. You definitely lean out and get those results. If you're highly overweight right now, 45 days is not long enough to get anybody ripped. It's a lifetime to get where you want to be. I was happy to start to see the results I had, but I know I have a long way to go till I get the physique and the results that I want. But what this program will do in 45 days is help you get back on track, and that's why I wanted to start this program. It'll get you on track, it'll set you up mentally, which is the most important part of working out, is the mental focus that you go in there. And to know that this is going to be a long-term process. This, for me, helped me get me back on track, and now I'm ready to go further. I'm ready to push myself harder. Now that I'm outside this program going forward for me, I'm definitely going to keep some of the stuff that was in MP45 program. I'm also going to cut some things that I've done at CrossFit, some of my martial art training, and I'm going to start programming all this stuff and I'm going to start making videos on that as well. So stay tuned for that. And this last clip I'm going to do here on the MP45 program is going to be my week 1, or my day 1 all the way to day 45, the end of the program. So thanks you guys for watching. Thanks for encouraging me, and I hope you guys get a chance to do the MP45 program as well.